to this journey. I am gonna show you how I get from here to here. This is dried banana peel, and it's gonna be a potassium supplement for, well, not a supplement, but just potassium for the garden. Here we have a banana peel, and I'm gonna use these just because I've tried butter knives and other kinds of things, and it's just easier to do with these. Just cut the ends. These are a little harder to break down. And then take the banana peel apart. And simply just go from one end to the other. Just cutting it as thin as possible. Let me see if I can show you. I like making them really thin. So if you can just go as thin as possible, go across the whole banana peel, and I'll bring you right back when I'm done cutting them all. I ended up with a big bunch of banana peel, and I used to let them dry like this, which then they would look like this. I've been cutting these to show you the difference, but yeah, they would, and I mean, they're pretty thin. They're not too bad. But then when I did this, I would run into the issue. Let me slide you over here. That I would have to cut these down, and it's not necessarily super hard or anything, but when you have a lot of these to do, it's time consuming. And although I would sit down when I'm watching TV or whatever and cut these, they're a bit hard, see, and then they jump, so it's not like they go straight down. So when I was faced with that issue, then I told myself I have to figure out a better way to do this. So what I decided to do was cut these down into little squares while they're in this raw stage still before being dried, just because it's going to be simpler to do. Let me show you. Just try to do as small as possible. I first tried to get the smaller ones down. Oh, sorry. Then I go ahead and just go like this until I'm done with it all. This adds, I don't know if I said it before, but it adds potassium to your soil. And as we know, tomatoes are potassium lovers, and roses, they just do better. They produce more. It's just one of those key ingredients, just like nitrogen. You have to have a good balance of phosphorus and all the other good stuff that makes your plants healthy, and when they are balanced and they have balanced nutrition, or the nutrition that they required, your tomatoes are going to taste so much better. They're going to be disease resistant, and you're just going to enjoy gardening so much better when you're getting fruit and not having issues with your plants, just because simply you took care of them. If you take care of your soil, and your soil takes care of your plants, and your plants take care of you. So we have to be considerate of what we do for our garden if we want to eat good, healthy, nutrient-dense vegetables that taste delicious. If the vegetables in the grocery stores and just the grocery stores tasted as good as organic vegetables, I assure you more people would be eating more vegetables, just because they wouldn't taste so bland and just flavorless. So okay, let me show you, and then I'll finish it later. So here we have a little mountain of raw banana squares, and what I would do, I would just spread them out. Not here, this is just my working section. but I have a little piece of newspaper in another area where I let this dry. And I try to separate as much as possible because it needs oxygen to dry it out. And what you basically end up with, you let it dry out like this. And what you end up with is something like this. It's just dried banana peel. And look at the difference. This banana peel was cut like this one. And this banana peel was cut from dried banana. But look at the difference. Can you tell? And I'm not talking about the color. I'm talking about the difference in size. And it's going to make a difference. If you have a coffee grinder, it's good to pass these through them. Just because when food or any kind of debris decomposes in the soil, it robs it takes nitrogen to completely disintegrate, and it robs the nitrogen from the plant. So you don't really want to add this to your soil, but I have no other option. So for this year, I'm going to add this as it is into the bottom of the plant when I transplant all my little plants over there. When I transplant them, most of these are tomato and peppers and then zucchini. When I transplant them, I'm going to add this to the bottom and just hope for the best. If I had like I said, a coffee grinder or a food processor, a really strong food processor, it could pulverize this, but I don't. So I just do my best with what I have. I hope this little episode helped you, and happy growing. Thanks for joining me.